The way these chapters are written, I could do them individually, but I'm going to try to bulk them like I did Demon Slayer. Sometimes Dr. Stone, it depends on how important I feel the chapter is. Hey guys, welcome back to Everything Anime Podcast. I'm one of your host, Shinry, here with Everything Anime Podcast, everything from anime, manga, video games, TV shows, or whatever limit topic we're talking about. Today's video is on Dr. Stone, Tokyo Ghoul chapters 2 to 4. Now, I didn't get too far in this manga yet, because I'm still working on a Bioshock video. I'm like 1/3 way of the game. I plan to be way further ahead by now, but life things are happening, and I got like a week to Halloween. I'm pretty sure I can finish Bioshock by then. I just want if I can finish all my notes and what I want to say on the game by then. But it's kind of tricky. Again, I'll save that for the Bioshock video. Other updates is like, Boruto chapter just dropped. One Piece chapter just dropped. So I'm working on those videos as well. So I got other things coming for you guys, but I wanted to drop this Tokyo Ghoul video because it's very interesting. Also, I'm going to give my thoughts on solo leveling when I finish it. Very close to the end of solo leveling. I got like 60 chapters after that as well. They took down my original solo leveling video because I can't use images from Webtoon, which is fine. I need to use the web images, but I am really, really, really loving solo leveling. So now let's talk about this. So as the chapter opens up, the doctors are being called out for performing the operation against like the patient's like families or will. And again, the patient being a ghoul, the girl that's who they're being interrogated by like on television. But what they don't know that she's a ghoul. They don't know she's a demon. And they're like, hey, did you reach out to the family? Did you reach out to the mother? Did you even find out that she was an organ donor? And they're like, hey, she was determined to be dead at the scene. He was on the verge of death. We made a split-second decision. Honestly, props to those doctors. I mean, like, even though they didn't know she was a ghoul, I mean, if they knew she was a ghoul, they wouldn't have gave him the organs anyway. They would have let them both die. But, like, yeah, doctors all the time have to make those quick-second decisions. And, like, they didn't have time. She was declared dead, and he was on the verge of death. So they were like, hey, we can save one life today. Although his doctor bill is going to be crazy high. I mean, thank you for saving my life, but damn, that doctor bill make you want to die, though, for real. We can also see now that Kaneki has demon blood in his veins. All the human food tastes like cardboard to him. It is really giving beautiful creatures. Like, I forget the name of the best friend that was turned into an incubus in Beautiful Creatures, but like when he was bitten by an incubus and he became one, he talks about like how food tastes like cardboard. I think I talked about that before in the previous Tokyo Ghoul video, which is kind of cool with the lore. So yeah, like when she was taking those little bites of food in the first chapter, it's not that like she wasn't hungry. She was obviously hungry. She's gonna kill Kaneki, but she was like, it's because human food tastes like garbage to them. And we're gonna learn some more about that soon too as well. Anyways, now that he's recovered, he goes to meet Hyde, and he debates about telling him that she was a ghoul, but he doubts anybody will believe him. Which is weird because all over the news, people are talking about ghoul attacks. There's even at one point, I don't know if it's this chapter or it's during these chapters, but at one point, some guy's getting interviewed and talking about ghouls. I'm like, people believe in ghouls, so if you told your friend you got attacked by a ghoul, I mean, he probably would believe you. I mean, he might, because in the beginning chapter when we met Kaneki, he was the one that was like pessimistic about it. But again, as I talked about, like using the example of vampire opening, like apparently ghouls are a thing that's known in your world, so I don't think it'd be too far-fetched to say. Now, if I said in our current time vampires attacked me, that'd be kind of a weird stretch. It'd be like the vampires on us fiction, but in your world, it's on the news that ghouls are out there. He does try eating some of his favorite foods, but the more he scarfs down, the more sick he feels. So it's not connected to him yet that he's become a demon. But he's like, why does everything I love to eat taste like basically cardboard, like trash? He slowly does understand over time, like there's a subtle like drip, like drool on his mouth when like this waitress walks by. I kind of got confused, like if he was like just being like sexualized. I mean, it could be interpreted like he's like sexualizing her, but like obviously the way it's drool and the way he's drawn is like he wants to eat her thighs. He sees her thighs like chicken legs. But what's even more obvious is when he's sitting at this park and a child walks up to him, and I think she's like trying to hand him her ball or whatever. And even though it's not shown, it's clear he's craving human flesh. Like, he runs away from her. Like, obviously he was going to attack her, and he didn't want that to happen. So it's clicking in his mind like, oh my God, something is wrong with me. Funnily enough, despite he thinks Hyde won't believe him about the woman attacking him being a ghoul. Oh yeah, I've already mentioned this about, like, you know, it's being normalized on TV. So yeah, it is in this chapter, following what I just said, like that, just like guys being interviewed on TV talking about like, oh, I'm a demon expert / ghoul expert. And, you know, watching this, Kaneki starts to believe.
What is he doing?
He's beginning to believe.
He says something about, like, you know, to ghouls, like, you know, they'll put on the impression that, like, they can eat human food, but it makes them sick, and the more they eat it, the more sick they become. So it's through this report he starts to believe, like, listening to this guy. And for some reason I put in the comments Morbius. I don't know what kind of joke I was gonna make there, but I know a joke I was gonna say. I know what joke I was gonna say. But he doesn't want to believe it at first, or rather he tries to reject it. Like, he knows, like, what the doctor said is kind of clicking in his mind, but he's like, no, it can't be true. He starts, like, drinking and eating whatever he can in his household, but to no avail. And so he gets hungrier and hungrier, and then, of course, he's soon to come across, like, his first human meal. Like, I knew this was coming. I knew we were getting to that point. He's, like, walking down this alleyway, and he comes across this perv trying to take this woman against her will. Like, it's not outright said he's trying to take her. Like, he says something about, like, oh, you dressing all skimpy, let me show you, you might as well give me a good time or something like that. So obviously I was like, okay, he's gonna kill this perv, and then she's gonna realize he's a ghoul, or she's gonna run away, and then the perv's gonna attack him, trying to like oh, you're interrupting my game. You're blocking you're caught blocking right now, and obviously kill him. And I was like, you know, for his first victim, that wouldn't be bad. Like, killing a perv that's trying to attack a woman, an innocent woman. Why not? A sort of like Batman vigilante, or not Batman, Man-Bat vigilante.
Rioters on Miyakami Island. Falcon 5-0.
See what I did there? Well, we didn't get this freaky panel of his eye changing. I'm sure it looks dope in the anime. I have not, again, watched the Tokyo Ghoul anime. I'm going to get a little bit further into the manga before I start the anime again. But a second later, after his eye turns all weird and shit, this man's face is split in half. And I thought for a second Kaneki did this. Like, I thought Kaneki had some, like, weird, super quick powers. Like, you know how, like, the anime trope when, like, the hero gets the powers, Ichigo becoming a Soul Reaper, Naruto getting the multi-shadow clone jutsu, Luffy eating the devil fruit. Like, I thought it'd be like his crazy powers. It wasn't even Kaseki who killed this perv. It turns out the girl he tried to save, the girl that was, like, I think past him in the previous chapter, she's a damn ghoul too. And that's when we get this scene basically from Hercules.
Not so fast, sweetheart.
I swear, Nessus, put me down or I'll...
I like 'em fiery. Now remember, kid, first analyze the situation. Don't just barrel in there without thinking. He's losing points for this.
No, Victor.
Halt! Step aside, two legs.
Pardon me, my good, sir. I'll have to ask you to release that young...
Keep moving, Junior.
lady. But aren't you a damsel in distress?
I'm a damsel. I'm in distress. I can handle this. Have a nice day.
So she's sus of our main guy too, and we learned that the demon that was killed, her name was Rise, the girl that took him out on a date, but was really just to kill his ass, like to make him her next meal. Understandably, Kaneki nopes the fuck out of there. Kaneki's like, nope, I'm out of here. No,
Nope. Nope. Fuck this shit.
I ain't doing this. I done dealt with one ghoul. I ain't dealing with another one. He's just gone. And I don't blame you. I'd be running for the hill too. Still, even after getting away, he can no longer contain the hunger. She offered him the hand of the perv that grabbed her, and his body wants it, but he's like, no, I'm not eating that. And I think he like smacks it away. Still, he doesn't go back for it. He tries to ignore those instincts while he's like walking through this crowd, which is again in the manga a very, very cool panel. As he's walking through the crowd of people, he begins to see meat everywhere. It's like the scene from Madagascar when, like, you know, the lion starts seeing the zebra as like food. That it was.
Do the raw, man. Do the raw. Wow, I've never heard that one before. Yeah, go wild, man. Come on. Break out the wave.
Given that. And so that again, just a really cool scene. Like he's like walking, he's like human, girl, boy, dad, meat, done, meat. Until like you can see it taking over him slowly. That is some really cool show don't tell. To tame himself, he bites his own hand and tries to run away to save himself, but more so also everybody else. Like he knows something's wrong with him now. He knows that he's a ghoul or something is wrong with him. But he doesn't know yet. He hasn't connected it yet. I love how the author draws this panel of fear and sadness and anger all at once as he realizes he's been turned into a monster against his will. He's like looking in the mirror and he's just like horrified. This is my first manga that's like this graphic, this kind of dark and gritty, but I really love it. Like it's really like drawing me in. But there's some benefits he realizes. He has instantaneous healing. So that's not a bad power to have. Like, I would love instantaneous healing, like the ability to, like, regenerate if you're cut or wounded. Though, we're going to learn something in a second about that, too. But then he's like, nah, fuck that. I don't want these powers. I want to be human again. All I have to do is just cut out this, like, transplanted organ. Because he knows, like, Rise, the demon girl, the ghoul, the one who was in the hospital, they put her organs in his body. He's like, if I just cut that out, you know, I'll be human again. And you would think, based off the great way this author shows off intensity and, like, fear, he would, like, back out of it. But he goes all the way. Kaneki is not afraid. I thought, like, he would, like, chicken out and, you know, not stab himself. But no, he really does go for it. He stabs himself as hard as he can. However, and despite I love it, it doesn't work. Because you can't damage yourself as a demon. It gives me the rules from Abraham Lincoln where, like, a vampire can't hurt another vampire.
Take this. Run. Just run. Her soul is pure. But yours, Henry? It's one of God's little tricks. Vampires cannot kill their own kind. Only the living can kill the dead. Welcome to the family.
Except in this, it's like another ghoul can't hurt himself, or maybe a ghoul can't hurt another ghoul. But like outside things can hurt you, but if you try to hurt yourself or try to hurt another ghoul, you can't do it. I'm wondering if that's a rule. We'll have to get a little bit further in the manga or anime to see if that's like if he fights another ghoul and if it doesn't, like it stops him or something. But with no other options and needing to deal with the hunger, he goes to find the demon girl from before, seeking her help. But she's like, no, I'm not going to help you. It basically boils down to, she's like, you don't know what it's like to live as a ghoul. You don't know what the hardships I had to go through. I get chased by ghost hunters. All your food tastes like cardboard. I don't even know what cake tastes like. I don't even know what chicken tastes like. I don't even know what candy tastes like. And I'm like, girl, you a goddamn demon. You a ghoul. Like, I know what you're trying to say. You're trying to play on, like, you know, humans are afraid of demons and we have to, like, live in fear of you guys. But, like, it's just kind of funny hearing it from a demon, like, a demon's perspective. Like, oh, I'm hated by you guys. You guys come, you're trying to kill me. I was like, girl, bye. You can go back to hell where you came from, but you asked me. We are then introduced to an older ghoul and learn that the female ghoul's name is Tuka. Again, I might be saying these wrong. I have not watched the anime or manga. I have not watched the anime, so I could be saying these names improperly in the manga. But he offers Kaneki a package, which I'm sure was going to be human remains or some kind of human body part. And he basically like, yeah, we're the Baskin and Robbins of the afterlife for ghouls, for human flesh. So like, you need some more, just come and see me. You know, just, you hungry? Let me know. Come to Papa. Come to Human Baskin or whatever. Or like, come to my shop. I'm gonna hook you up. And as the following chapter opens up, it is confirmed that inside the package, Kaneki was given a human body part. And I actually did see that coming. But Tuika asked the older guy, like we flash back over to her. She's asked the older guy why he helped him. And he just summarizes like, he's a human who was transplanted with the demon organs and survived. And he says it's him. That's all he like says. Like, so I'm guessing our main character is like a prophecy character. Like maybe like they were expecting one day like a human would become a demon and like, or a ghoul and like would know what they're going through, would like lead them or something. Again, I'm not that far into the manga / anime, so I don't really know. That's kind of like speculation. Like, is he a chosen one because he survived the demon transplant process? I mean, I don't know. But Takuya, as we go on, we flash back over to Kaneki. Despite receiving the human remains, he still tries to resist his ghoul-like urges to like eat human flesh. So he once again tries like eating whatever he can, force down like several different drinks to like quell his hunger. Nothing works until he lands on coffee. Now he learns that he can still enjoy coffee and even eat the dry coffee beans. I'm not sure where they're leading up with that. It's given like what's that show? I don't know. There's always like, like Stefan, like he eats like drinks like animals instead. It's animal blood instead of like human blood. Like it works for him. And I guess like that's gonna be like his thing. Like drinking coffee is gonna be his way to like tame his demonic hunger. He'll just be weaker. Or like Nezuko, how she sleeps instead of like eating humans or drinking human flesh or drinking human blood. He then tries to use the coffee grains like me, using Tony seasoning on everything. Like literally, I put Tony seasoning on everything I cook. But he learns that it still doesn't make other foods taste better. Like, so he can eat coffee. I mean, he can drink coffee and eat coffee beans, but like, it's not gonna make anything else in the human world taste any better. So interesting, because that would have been a good twist, but interesting to know. So he goes to the store and like buys all these different kind of brands of coffee to keep his quench for human flesh under control. Before I forget to mention, he meets like this person there. I think there's like a librarian or something. They're like, oh, try this coffee. It tastes really good or whatever. As he's walking back to his apartment, though, his nose catches a whiff of something that smells really good, and it reignites the hunger inside his body. Like, it like turns him almost cannibalistic. Like, well, not cannibalistic, like basically like a dog. Like, I'm gonna get whatever this food is. It smells so fucking good. It's like when you smell barbecue before you see it, that's how you know it's good. That's the kind of face he was making. He's like, I gotta eat whatever that is. I gotta eat it now. But instead, he finds a man bleeding over a dead body. Obviously, this is going to understandably freak Kaneki out. And obviously, of course, it's a ghoul trying to get his next meal. And so, as the ghoul is standing over the dead body, he's like, hey, what are you doing here? This is my territory. Get out of here. And I was thinking, okay, Kaneki's about to die. But thankfully, he's saved by somebody. And I was like, okay, this is going to be like a demon hunter or something that saves Kaneki. And then Kaneki's going to be like the ghoul that fights with the ghouls or something like that. But no, it's the same guy he met from the market. Turns out he's a ghoul too. So at this point, I'm like, okay, this is like Mystic Falls for like the fucking Tokyo Ghoul. Like, everybody in here is a monster. Everybody in Tokyo Ghoul is a ghoul. Because every chapter we've met, every new character is a ghoul. So that's actually where I last left off. I don't know what's about to happen. This story so far has given Mystic Falls on steroids with all these ghouls popping up. But I am curious about how the rules of ghouls work. Can they fight each other? Is Kaneki going to have fighting abilities? Is he going to have techniques? Really excited to see. Sorry this video is short and very note heavy. Normally I can read a chapter, memorize it, and then move on from my notes and just go from memory. But it's been a while since I read these chapters. Like I said, there's a lot going on, personal life as well as things here. But I am enjoying Tokyo Ghoul. So comment below what you think about these chapters. Or what do you think about Tokyo Ghoul? Do you have some recommendations? Is there an arc I should be looking forward to? Let me know in the comments below. Anyways, talk to you guys next video. See you later. Bye. Hey guys, this video was sponsored by me, the author of the Shinry series, the Chronicles of Wayne, and Monsterverse. So I figured I'd do this outro a little bit different by showing you guys what you guys would be checking out. So, the Shinry series starts with Book 1, Shobu Samurai Project Aryoku. 10 years after the death of his parents, Shobu Samurai returns home seeking vengeance, but instead faces the choice to save his home from shadow creatures, blood beasts, and an organization once thought dead. Shinry's Shobu Samurai starts at $9.99. And if you love anime, manga, Naruto, One Piece, Bleach, Yu Yu Hakusho, Fairy Tail, Shaman King, Rave Master, Zatch Bell, anything like that, the Shinry series is definitely the series for you. You'll definitely want to check it out. The Sword of Light is probably the thickest one so far. And then these books are 2. This is Enter the Dread Zone Tournament. And the series original ending, Arado, the Legendary Conjuring Master. So, and I'll just show you guys some of the covers. Really proud of all of these. But I hope you guys check it out. If you don't like that, I also have the current published books for the Chronicles of Wayne, Love Be Damned, Cotton Candy, Full Moons, Fabled Lovers, A Cursed Virgin's Bite. If You Go Where Monsters Dance, Red will Reign Over Your House. Love Be Damned. Now, the Chronicles of Wayne is about a geeky guy, or a nerdy guy in high school. His senior year, he has a crush on the hottest guy in school, because of course he does. He's only got one best friend, and her name is Barb. Well, the hottest guy in school turns out to be a werewolf. And to make the story more interesting, he bites Wayne and turns Wayne into the first ever wolfman in the last 10 years. And because of that, it was also a sacred law that wolfmen should never be created. I don't want to get into too much of the Chronicles of Wayne without spoiling it, but I can tell you it's very short. This one sells for $6.99, and Love Be Caged right after it. The ending of this trilogy, Love Be Liberated, comes out in October. So I'm going to definitely do a more full in-depth review of this one. But yeah, it's an LGBT fantasy fiction story about werewolves, vampires, white witches, a dark warlock, and, well, many, many more surprises to come. So, if you guys like to read, I definitely recommend. These are all the books so far in the Shinry series, except for Shinry's Beginning. I do have that one, but it's just not here with me. But yeah, I appreciate a like, support, or just a review on Amazon. Either way, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have a great day.